So, did A.J. make the right move? Will the Astros run out of bullpen arms? And is it still okay to look ahead to Cleveland? For those answers and more, it's Jeremy Booth back with us from Program 15 and New Balance Baseball Future Stars Series. Former Major League scout with the Mariners, Brewers, and Twins. Here with us now. So, did A.J. give Peacock the hook too soon?
For me, he absolutely gave him the hook too soon. This is game 3, and you're trying to get to tomorrow and the next day with everything you have intact. It's not a do-or-die situation. Brad's earned the right to be in that position, and he was just missing his release point a little bit. He wasn't off. He wasn't making a ton of mistakes. It was just a bad patch in that inning.
To me, Seth, it's almost like he was managing like he was the manager down 2-0.
Yeah, no, and look, Peacock has struggled seeing his third time through the lineup. That's not after 2 innings. I don't think that's the time to do it. And then I don't understand when you have Musgrove warming up, why you bring in Liriano, whether it's for a different look or what have you. I don't want to see Liriano anymore. I've seen enough of him already.
Well, I mean, they've talked about all season about how Peacock has earned this spot and earned this role. Why wouldn't you let him earn his way to a victory and have him get out of a jam?
If for no other reason, and today with the staff, today's a staff start day, right? So if he's going to get out there, you're up 2-0, you've got Verlander and Keuchel go where they needed to go. You need Brad Peacock to do that again, if for no other reason to get to tomorrow with Charlie Morton and Lance McCullers behind that. So for me, it's just a matter of letting him work through that situation, and A.J. thought otherwise.
Well, David Price was such a weapon today. If the Astros get in trouble on Monday in Game 4, now what does A.J. do? Who does he turn to?
So with Charlie Morton going out there to start, you got to hope that now Charlie gives you that 5 or 6, gets you through the lineup twice. Behind that, it's going to be something else, like maybe a Musgrove comes back and Giles hasn't thrown in a day or two, so maybe he comes in and gives you an inning here or there. You have to go power behind a Charlie Morton type of guy because you burned McCullers today.
And then McCullers, we're not going to see. I mean, he shouldn't have gone more than 3 today, and definitely not tomorrow.
You won't see him tomorrow. You won't see David Price tomorrow. Both those guys, tender injuries with the elbow and the back, respectively. So with what he did today, he's done until Game 5.
And on Friday, we were ready to punch the Astros ticket to the American League Championship Series. I think they're still going there, but what are we going to learn from this Astros team in Game 4? I'll start with you.
You now have to see a team that's been punched in the mouth a little bit, so to speak. You had 19 innings in a row where they played really good baseball, and then they didn't. They didn't play terrible baseball. They didn't play great baseball, not what they had. So now you can see what they're made of. You have a bunch of younger players here really for the first time with a Red Sox team that's been there, with a city that's been there, which is familiar in Fenway, which the magic of Fenway over the last it's pretty impressive. So you're going to see what the Astros have. You see what's in their stomachs.
Well, and I think you mentioned Fenway. Fenway doesn't have a 320-foot right wall, which we've seen. We saw that made a difference. You've got that lineup isn't going to score 8 runs every time, but they're capable of scoring 8 or more runs. It'd be nice to see that lineup show up again.
Yeah, and they've done that during the regular season. You look at some of the comebacks they had, but again, playoff baseball is such a different animal. And guys, scoring runs in the first, that has made the Astros a force in these playoffs. 7 runs in their first 3 games, leading to a 2-1 record, followed by the Yankees and D-backs. So again, scoring runs in the first has been huge for this team. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out on Sunday. All right, guys, let's do 3 quick questions. I know the Astros haven't won anything, but let's get out that crystal ball for a second. Which team in the National League would give the Astros the most fits in the World Series?
I'm going to go with the Nationals just because the pitching. Whether it's Strasburg has done great. He's got a 0.0 ERA so far versus Verlander. I like the idea of that. They've got 2 of the best pitchers in the National League. I'm nervous about it. Did you say in the playoffs or in the
Well,
in the
it
World
have
Series?
to be the World Series.
Yeah, okay, in the World Series, the Nationals.
Yeah.
So for me, it's the Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers have something to prove.
Okay.
The Dodgers have starting pitching. They have power. They have speed. They have defensive stars at their position. They have role players that accept their roles and like to be those type of guys. That's an organization that has built this team now for a few years to get where they are, and they're hungry.
I do worry about the Diamondbacks. I'm not saying that they're going to get there, but, there's always those under-the-radar teams that make some noise. But ultimately, I'm going Nationals. for much of the same reasons. I mean, when you look at that starting pitching, Strasburg and Scherzer when he's right, and of course the lineup with Bryce Harper and Anthony Rendon and Trey Turner. I mean, that is a team that, to me, is built for October. All right, give me your Astros unsung hero.
I would say, look, I would have said Marwin Gonzalez, but Marwin Gonzalez has been talked about being unsung so long that he's now officially sung. So I'm going to say, look, even despite today, Brad Peacock. Brad Peacock was the last guy on the roster with the final cuts at the beginning of the year. He turns into one of your most consistent starters, Brad Peacock.
So I'm going to go with Gonzalez.
Yeah,
okay. I'm going to go with Gonzalez.
That's all right. He needs to have more singing.
You got to help him out a little bit because what he's done at the plate this year, because of the ability to walk in with 5 different gloves and figure out where he's going to fit and help a team any given night. With stars like Springer and Correa and Altuve and a guy like Peacock who's 13-2 entering today, he gets a little lost.
And to me, Peacock and Gonzalez both, we've heard their praises being sung. To me, it's Brian McCann. I mean, who talks about that guy? I mean, every championship team you can think of has strength behind the plate. And here's a guy that even AJ mentioned the other day in his news conference. You look at what he has done, helping settle down Keuchel and Verlander in those first 2 games. To me, that is a guy that certainly doesn't get enough credit. Houston says MVP, but is Jose Altuve truly the most valuable player in the American League?
Well, yeah, and look, I'm not an advanced stat guy, not because I don't believe in them, but because I don't understand them typically. But we'll go by WAR and WAR alone.
Yeah.
Wins above replacement, he's the best in the league. And just the consistency. Aaron Judge was phenomenal this year, but he kind of disappeared for the third of the season. Altuve was there the whole year.
Jeremy?
So, that said, Jose Altuve is one of the best players in the game. I don't think that's a question anymore, and he might be the best pure hitter in baseball. For his ball club, Aaron Judge, without Aaron Judge, with his historic rookie season, the Yankees aren't where they are. With Altuve, he's got a lineup that's got MVP contenders at some point around him. And taking nothing away from him, because I do think that he has every right to that award, to be in that conversation. Aaron Judge has changed the Yankees.
Yeah, I would say Jose is definitely most outstanding, no doubt. Yeah. You look at that definition, but listen, Jose is likely going to win it. All right, we're not